It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears Up!
Hey, everybody. Ears Up Podcast. We're back. We're back in the stewed. The stewed is my shorthand for studio now, guys. What do you think?
I think it's cool. I think the kids will love it.
It's like
Keep
stud,
explaining it.
but it's not. It's stewed. We're in the stewed today, boys and girls. We're stewing it up.
Well, and when you have to explain your new slang, that's always a really good sign.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it also works with the high temperatures of the world today.
Oh, it is
'Cause
horrible.
Aren't we all a little stewed?
Yes.
Yes. That's absolutely true, man. You know, not to be graphic, but Taren and I walk Alice to school in the morning because it's like 4 or 5 blocks away.
Terribly graphic.
Yeah, and then we walk home, we get our steps in, and then we walk back to pick her up. And it has been a friggin' nightmare at the end of the day. It's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, depending on what time she gets out, and it is boiling.
Yeah.
It is boiling out here. And today it was 7, when were we walking? 7:50. And like you step outside, like it's already hot and muggy because there's like a humidity factor that we're just not used to up here. And it was bad, man. And so we went to go pick her up, and then we came back, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take a nap because I got a show tonight. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm gonna go take a nap. So I go in the bedroom, shut the door, take my shorts off to put on like my jammy shorts or whatever, and I was sweaty. and my undergarments were sweaty, and that has rarely happened to me. And it was gross, and I didn't like it. And I'm like, what is going on right now in the world today where we have just this level of humidity in Northern California? I hate it so much.
It's called global warming.
I don't know. There was some sort of TV event yesterday, last night, where everybody on the TV event said that that's not even a problem. So I don't know. I can't believe you.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair. What altitude do you live at in your town?
Essentially sea level. It's like 200-300 feet.
Oh,
Sea
okay.
level.
I won't comment about the heat at my altitude.
No, I'm sure it's hot, but I think you have a dry heat, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had a major storm just a little bit ago, so it's actually cooled off a lot, and I've got my window open to the studio and hoping some will filter in, but it's also just a small office, so it probably won't until I open up the door.
This is the problem with the studio here, where it's like it's such a small room. It's like 200 square feet, if that, or whatever. Maybe it's 100, and it's just bad. Like I got a fan blowing in here, but you can't even feel it. It just doesn't do anything. But it's the same thing we've been complaining about for 5 years, since we moved here, on every friggin' show in the summertime. So it happens.
You've got fewer people in the room these days.
I was just saying that.
Yeah.
Nothing against Bev and Terrence, but like I would not want them here right now.
They pump out a lot of heat.
Like 4 people in this tiny room would just
it's a lot.
That would max it out.
No, it's a lot. We're actually going to be hearing from Terrence tonight. Terrence recorded a little bit of a thing for Taren's segment. Taren, what is your show again? What are we doing tonight? It's your show tonight. What's up?
Tonight we are doing our we're going to talk about the sailing ship Columbia.
The sailing ship? Put stuff in your eyes?
No, the sailing.
Sailing. Oh God. Okay, that's my fault. Sailing ship Columbia. All right. This is the part 2 of the river traffic, the Rivers of America traffic.
Yes, sir.
Which you can tell we're in California because all we talk about is traffic. Either it's on the road or it's on the river.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, right?
What's a river without traffic?
What's a road without rivers? We're going to do that. Yeah. Erik is going to give us a little window treatment, if you know what I mean. That's what it should be called. Erik's window treatment. Where you can either talk about patterns in curtains, blinds versus shutters, or who's on the Main Street windows.
And hey, everybody, if you order window treatments for your entire house this weekend, or through Labor Day, it's our Labor Day sale, you'll get $12 off the entire order. Wow. So please act now.
Huge savings.
Huge savings.
Yes, enormous savings for Labor Day.
If you want savings, and it's more like savings off of labor, is contact concierge.com if you're planning a trip to the parks, which is their bread and butter, but they will help you plan essentially any vacation. But you go to concierge.com right now, book your stuff, book your trips, sign up. You'll meet with a concierge, a professional planner, which update on our trip. Jimmy finally got back to me. He said, hey, man, we need to reconnect on your trip in January if you're still going. I said shrug emoji. He's like, because 2024 just opened up to book park resis and hotel resis. Normally, he's like, I thought it would be like late May, early June. Turns out I was wrong, and it's now. So we're going to reconnect probably tomorrow and go over dates. But anyway, that's the kind of level of service you have with concierge. You don't actually need to remember to check back on the calendar when you're about to book a trip. They will do it for you. If you're trying to plan too far in advance, you don't have to wait. You don't have to set a reminder. You don't have to get hotel reservations, park reservations, dining reservations, anything like that. Concierge will help you out.
Nice.
They'll do it for you, and it's no extra charge. It's free. It's a free service that they offer. You just have to pay for the park and hotel and stuff like that.
The normal stuff you pay
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, all the normal stuff that you pay for. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not free.
It's not free, no.
They're
But
not going to give you a free trip, although that would be a great business model for me.
Just sign up and just get free trips. If we win the lottery, we get a couple $1 billion. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to open up a business that just gives away free vacations to people.
It's a great idea.
Thanks.
You will run out of money.
Yeah, well, I know, but what's money? You just buy another lottery ticket, make some more.
That's how that works.
Yeah, billionaire's mentality right there.
Yeah,
you got the one.
I saw this dude on TikTok. I mean, everybody knows him, Mr. Beast, which that guy creeps me out. He's really creepy. Anyone who has kids knows who Mr. Beast is. I've seen like pictures of him where he's smiling and his eyes are like deader than a shark's. He just has no emotion from the nose up. It's really weird.
I don't know who this is.
He does viral videos. He's a multi-millionaire off of YouTube videos and stuff. He has like challenges and stuff. And then he has franchises for like Mr. Beast burgers and Mr. Beast chocolate and Mr. Beast blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a super young kid. And he's like, it's not even about money anymore. He's like, I've literally bought everything I want. Like, I don't care about it. So he just like gives a bunch of money away, but it's all that fake, what I call fake philanthropy, where it's, I'm going to give it away, but I'm going to video it and make money off of the money I'm giving away on YouTube. And it's like, okay, cool. Anyway, he goes, I had an idea for a YouTube channel. He's like, basically you start a YouTube channel and you take the ad revenue from that YouTube channel and this is how out of touch he is, because he just thinks, oh, you start a YouTube channel, you're getting money instantly.
Yeah.
It's like, but what are you putting on there to generate the money? Anyway, start a YouTube channel where you just buy scratchers and you just sit and you scratch them off and you just keep playing until you win the lottery. It's like every video is just you scratching them off. He's, I think it would work. Like nobody's doing that.
I kind of hate.
I kind of hate that, but I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to do that.
I'm so over millionaires. Just
be like, just $100 a month, and you sit there and you scratch off 100 tickets. But I don't even think a one video a month would be enough to generate the follows that you would need. I think that would be better on a TikTok channel, honestly, instead of a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I think TikTokers can make more money. And you don't need as many views because YouTube, you have to have a lot of hours invested from your people already. Then you can start making money. So you need 1,000 followers. And I want to say it's like 44,000 hours of watch content or something like that. Then you're eligible for the ad sharing. But TikTok is not really like that. It's a little bit easier to get into, and the algorithm's different. So people can just, for example, our last show we did was on Duffy the Bear. Not our last show, but the last show I posted about on TikTok. I did a little TikTok about it. And it was me just talking about the books I'm reading, which literally haven't touched since that show. Just so you know, just to be clear.
Good. That one's next.
Yeah. It's got like 53,000 views on TikTok. And then the video after it is like not even 900. And the video before it is like 600. The algorithm is so weird on TikTok. It really does sort of react to what your content is and what you're watching and how long you watch the video and whatever. And it's I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird.
Well, let's shop this out for just a second. Okay. What's your reaction when you win $1 on your scratcher?
I feel like I wasted my time. Like it's not even. It's not even a thing.
No. Let's act this out. You're scratching. Okay.
Oh,
You're
okay,
scratching. Oh,
Oh,
you got
hey,
$1.
look, I got $1. Well, I'll put that in the pile of the other dollars to give myself paper cuts with and bathe in lemon juice, because it's basically, I would rather do that than take this in and cash it in.
Okay. All right. You won $10.
$10, not bad. Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right. I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? But you're right. You got to have a thing where I think if you want to do it, you have to have almost punishments if you don't win anything. You have to do something to yourself, like pluck out a nose hair or something like that. You know what I mean? Take a shot. If you're punishing yourself for not winning, that would be a better channel.
I think you're sort of even punished for winning $1 or $5 or $10, because then you have to go back to 7-Eleven, turn it in. And I don't know why there's this is for my therapist, not for you guys, but it feels embarrassing to me to go and turn in my scratcher for $5.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, dude. I would never,
only if you immediately buy cigarettes with it.
One time my dad won like $50 on a scratcher. This is when I was like 12. And he lost it. It was like on the windowsill. And my friend Justin had come over to spend the weekend and whatever. And like he lost it. My dad accused this boy of stealing this lottery ticket. And it was like, and I remember very clearly he put it over the windowsill, on the windowsill. It was over a floor vent. But that could never have been the case. It didn't just fall. Someone had to have taken it.
Yeah.
And he blamed my friend like forever. Like he never had to come back. It was this whole thing. Yeah, it was really bad, dude.
I mean, I may have blamed him too, but
oh man. You guys are ruthless, dude.
I know. No, I mean, if it's over a vent, I mean, did he try and shine a flashlight down there?
I don't remember, but still, you're blaming a 12-year-old child.
I mean, it's not cool
because you lost a thing. That's not what I would do. I would never just sit there and hammer that home. And it was not just one time; it was for weeks on end. Because it's my dad, right? Anyway, whatever. Let's get to the show, Eric. Let's talk about a window.
A window.
You got a window going on for us, huh?
Yes.
We don't have a theme music for you, and I feel naked without it.
It's just add a ton of reverb. It's time for window treatments. There you go. I just wrote it for you.
Thanks, man.
Wade B. Rubottom.
Oh my goodness. I love this.
There you go. We've got Wade coming up. Everybody's been clamoring for more Wade content around here. Yes. Well, Wade B. Rubottom was born on July 26th, 1903, and he passed away on July 31st, 1997. He got that last Independence Day in there, everybody. I know it's what we all want.
Yes.
He worked for WED from 1954 to 1955. Not a long time. And this fellow has a window on Main Street. Now he was one of the art directors for Main Street USA. He was actually one of the employees working for Marco Engineering with C.V. Wood. This was the company that was hired by Walt to come in and help do design elements around the parks. This is how CV got involved, how he met Walt, how he started developing his own kind of crew within the Disney crew early on. But Wade was very important for the development of Main Street USA and its design elements. After the park opened, he was honored with a window above the Disney Gallery in Town Square. This is one of those windows that's just it literally reads top line Wade B. Rubottom, bottom line George Patrick. More on George to come, everybody. Don't worry. We'll get to George. But yeah, just one of the early Main Street windows that just said, these are some people. You don't have an internet to look them up on, so good luck figuring out who they are. But we thought they were important. And
good for them.
Yeah, good for them. when Wade left this particular job, he actually followed C.V. Wood as he was kicked out of Disney and went on with him to his next two big projects. One of them, I've talked about them a little bit in some C.V. Wood content before. We'll get into them a little bit more, I'm sure, over time. But he was one of the major designers of Magic Mountain in Golden, Colorado, which became Heritage Square. It is no longer operating, but was a large themed sort of Old West town clinging to the base of the mountains in Golden, Colorado. And he also was the main designer of Freedomland USA, a very large C.V. Wood joint that was basically a copy of Disneyland in a lot of ways. He was the lead director on the design for the entire park, and was particularly involved with the Little Old New York area set during the latter portion of the 19th century. This area included a replica of the Macy's famous Herald Square store in New York City. And that's it's kind of his claim to fame. He continued to ride this out. He eventually joined Randall Dewell and Associates to continue making theme parks through the 1960s and 1970s. When he retired, he built a house down in Malibu and lived out his days as a guy who made a bunch of theme parks based on the turn of the century.
Wow.
And
It's always interesting how people will, whenever you're trying to replicate things from the past, it's generally popular to go like Victorian era or the rounded turn of the century. And it's really weird because it was a terrible time for most people, unless you were rich. You had hygiene problems all over the place. You probably got diphtheria just by looking at a puddle.
Yeah.
But, the architecture was cool and some of the clothes were okay if you could afford them. And so there we go. We're like, that's it. We're done. Let's just do everything turn of the century. Let's do everything 1875, 1880, something like that.
Right.
Just, I don't know.
And that's it. Let's just set a wide swath of 50 years and we'll define an era and say, hey, there it goes. And here, since this worked on TikTok last time, I'm holding up a book this time. Let's get it. Freedomland USA. The story of Freedomland USA. It's the definitive history by Michael R. Virgintino, and I haven't started reading it, but I will someday.
Oh, well, don't forget to break the spine.
Yes.
Tearing off, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants that. No one wants that.
Oh, no. This spine will be unrecognizable on the shelf in just a few months.
There you go.
Awful.
Speaking of things that aren't awful, Taren, summer is blatantly here, as we talked about for the last hour on the beginning of the show. And our friends at the 21st Amendment are celebrating the return of the warmer days with their popular and everyone's favorite seasonal beer, Hell or High Watermelon Wheat. And I interrupted this read on In Depth, which I haven't posted yet, to say that watermelon wheat is, it's fine. But there's this Hell or High mango now. This mango one is delish. I think I like it. I think I like it more than the watermelon. Watermelon's fine, but the mango sort of sometimes has this like tart thing that watermelon doesn't, and it makes it even like a little more refreshing.
I can definitely and confidently say that I like the mango better, but I like mango better than watermelon, period, as a fruit.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
watermelon
fair.
as a flavoring, I'm not a big fan of, but watermelon as a fruit, I cubed up ice cold right out of the fridge. You literally cannot stop me from eating it. I just, it's one of those things, man. It's that texture, it's the coldness. It feels so good. But mango is great. This is a great beer. Hell or High Watermelon Wheat, of course, is great. But if you can get the mango wherever good beer is sold, check that out as well. And whenever you're out here in the Bay Area, go and stop in the 21st Amendment San Francisco Brew Pub at 563 2nd Street, just 2 blocks from Giant Stadium. And also visit their brewery tap room just across the bay in San Leandro, which Taren and I were at on Sunday for my nephew's Memorial Golf Tournament sort of after party thing. And it's a good place, man. Brought home some beers, had some beers there, and it was very scary for me, but fine.
It's
all right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I shouldn't have scuffed. I realized why I was scary for you.
Yeah. I'm indoors
I'm
with
like,
a mask.
"No, it's sorry."
It's
Yeah.
funny because, like,
Yeah.
someone on like my sister-in-law side of the family, I forget the man's name actually, so I apologize. I'm just not very smart right now. But I was like tapping my brother on the shoulder. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna get out of here," and he's like, "Oh, I didn't see you." I think it's anyway. I don't want to say his name. He's like, "Oh yeah, you walked right by him, Pete, when you came in." He's like, "I did." He goes, "Yeah, he's the guy wearing the mask." I'm like, Shh. Okay. I go, "Yep, that's even though you can't see my face, you know exactly who I am."
Yep.
The only people wearing it. It's like, all right, whatever, man. It's fine. Whatever. What are you gonna do, right? Okay, Taren, what do you think? Let's jump into your window. Or
Yeah.
your window. Gee,
That
Christmas.
window.
Let's jump through a window.
You gave her a
into the
window
rivers
too?
of America.
Yes. That's a whole different show.
Yeah.
So continuing on our journey through the rivers of America, today I'm going to bring you the second part of our 3-part series, River Traffic. A few episodes back, we talked at length about the history of the Mark Twain riverboat, with its literary tie-ins and opening day sinkage. But by contrast, the sailing ship Columbia is more rooted in illiteracy, and while this vessel didn't sink, tragedy does strike on this otherwise massive and marvelous ship.
Like your dentures slipped for a second.
Yeah, do you hear that like every time I talk, I hear fuzz. If you don't hear it, that's fine. But
I mean, it's just your microphone.
Okay.
I don't know, man. You know what? Just don't talk.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think
Show's over.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I think you're okay. That's probably why your level was a little low.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, go ahead and try
If
it.
it's fine for you, it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to bring
Nothing
it up.
is fine for me.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. By contrast, I'm going back. By contrast, the sailing ship Columbia is more rooted in illiteracy, and while this vessel doesn't sink, tragedy does strike on this otherwise massive and marvelous ship. So here is the history of the sailing ship Columbia. Clip number 1.
Oh, God. I am unprepared for you. All right, hold on a second.
Hey, shipmates.
There we go.
You have just set sail aboard the proud Columbia, an exact replica of the first American vessel to completely circle the globe. Forward amidships is the hatchway leading below decks, where you may see how sailors of the 1790s lived and worked while on the open sea. The original Columbia, a 10-gun, 3-masted ship of 212 ton, left Boston Harbor on her maiden voyage in September 1787.
In 1956, Walt Disney started thinking about the rivers of America. He stood alongside Disney executive Dick Nunes, looking at the river.
I love Nick Dunas.
I gotta.
What's up, dude?
I can't read.
Why not?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I
Oh.
just can't read, so I'm hot. I just need a second.
Dottie's over here. You want me to give her to you? Might help you? All right.
Also, I want you to take out when I said clip number 1. Like I wanted it to just be like music, and then
Okay.
that was the idea.
All right.
Okay.
Well, when you get to that point, let me know.
Yeah.
Do you want to start the show over?
No.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the...
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, you
Let's
sure?
talk about Wade.
Let's talk about Wade, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
In 1956, Walt Disney started thinking about the rivers of America. He stood alongside Disney executive Dick Nunes, looking at the river. Even with the Mark Twain, the keelboats gliding through the waters, rafts going back and forth to Tom Sawyer's Island, and the canoes paddling near the shore, Walt turned to Nunes, who assumed Walt was going to comment on how busy the river looked, but instead he said, "Oh, do you have that?"
Have what?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll just say it. What I asked you to have Walt say.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I didn't have a clip in there. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to play it? You want me to read
give me
that
a second?
back?
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
I just didn't think about that one. I didn't have it the right way.
It's okay. Be quiet and I can play it.
What we really need is another big boat.
Walt approached his trusted construction supervisor, Admiral Joe Fowler, with his idea. Now, if you remember, Fowler was a retired U.S. Navy admiral who held a master's degree in naval architecture from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and had extensive experience with shipbuilding, including constructing the Mark Twain and the dry dock at Disneyland. Walt, not wanting just any old ship, tasked Fowler with finding some kind of historic ship that they could use for inspiration. Fowler did a lot of research looking for the perfect ship, including surveying maritime museums across the country, and considering Walt's affinity toward American patriotism, brought to the table the idea of designing a ship after the Columbia Rediviva, the first American sailing ship to circumvent the globe. The Columbia Rediviva's construction is debated. Early historians believe the ship was built in 1773 on the North River of Norwell, Massachusetts, by James Briggs. But later, authorities say that the ship was actually built in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1778, and then extensively rebuilt in 1787.
Why don't we just go to the website and find out? I mean, how hard is this, guys? Come on. We can't just go to the ship's website?
Guess not.
Man.
Either way, in 1790, she became the first American ship to sail across the entire globe. The Columbia Rediviva was decommissioned and salvaged in 1806. Now, Walt loved the idea behind the inspiration, and the narrative fit in perfectly with his patriotism. The problem, however, was that there was literally only a single illustration of this ship in existence. But one image is more than none. So, in 1957, after getting the go-ahead from Walt, Fowler commissioned architect, artist, and marine expert Ray Wallace to work with him on creating construction plans. Ray Wallace would later become known for designing the prop ship for Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl and Captain Hook's ship in Once Upon a Time.
Wow, so he's still working.
Yeah.
That's a long career, man.
It is. But in 1957, he was tasked with recreating a design with very little visual help. So using the single illustration of the Columbia Rediviva, along with research from the Library of Congress, Wallace sketched the original design for the sailing ship Columbia on none other than a napkin. While the commonly believed story is that Disneyland's Columbia is solely based off of the Columbia Rediviva, some nautical experts believe that the design is actually closer to the design of a famous British Admiralty ship called the HMS Bounty. While researching historical ships, Disney's WED led. While researching historic ships, Disney's WED located the plans of a similar three-masted ship. Since there were no architectural plans for the American ship in existence, they settled on using HMS Bounty plans to represent the Columbia Rediviva.
Wow. We're getting more and more Freudian, Taren. I really need you to relax. I need you to calm down.
Take a sip of water.
Yeah, please do.
Sections of the ship were then built in San Pedro at Todd Shipyards, 20 miles west of Anaheim, which you may remember had also built many pieces of the Mark Twain. At the time of its construction, it was the first three-masted sailing ship built in the United States in more than 100 years. Now, in contrast to the Mark Twain, sailing ship Columbia was an actual, full-sized, very tall ship with no forced perspective used. The ship dwarfed her surroundings and ended up actually being several feet larger than the real Columbia Rediviva.
Oh, she really gold bossed her way into the rivers of America, right?
She did.
Thank you.
The deck length is about 90 feet and the breadth across the deck is 24 feet, matching the original plans for the HMS Bounty. The sailing ship Columbia is constructed using a steel frame, and everything under the waterline is also steel. Wood was laid over the steel frames above the waterline to make it look like a wooden boat.
Nice.
And unlike its inspiration, this ship has a very flat, barge-like bottom, suitable to run on the shallow river and run along the track.
Same, honestly.
Unsurprisingly, the Columbia at Disneyland doesn't actually sail. It isn't powered by wind, and instead it has two propellers which were originally powered by diesel engines, but now run off natural gas. Blaine Gibson sculpted the figurehead known as Columbia, the Spirit of America. The purpose of having a figurehead on the galleons of these types of ships were twofold. One, it gave sailors a visual way to identify other ships, since many people on these ships were not literate. And two, there was a belief that having a beautiful woman as the figurehead would entice the ocean gods and spirits and allow the vessel to proceed without harm.
I love how even in the 1700s, we're like, you know what we need to do is essentially please the gods of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, just in case, right? What's it going to hurt?
Yeah, you never know, right?
You never know.
Yeah.
During the final assembly of the ship, Joe Fowler let Walt Disney know that that it was customary to put a silver dollar under each mast before it set sail, and Disney personally put one under each of the Columbia's 3 masts.
You hear that, guys? It's a treasure hunt, is what we're saying. So go find it, dig up the masts. The sailing ship Columbia. Walt touched it. You can sell it on eBay.
Well, unfortunately,
Oh,
those disappeared when the masts were replaced in 1990.
search eBay, find out who's selling them.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder where they are.
I don't know.
You know, someone had them and probably, brought them home and their kid took them for gum money or something like that.
What I didn't understand is, like, under the mast, like, I couldn't in my head imagine where that is. Like, where do you put it?
I don't know. I guess you have the hole carved out for the mast and you flick a silver dollar in there and then you go drive the mast on top of it. I don't know.
Probably. Okay. That, I guess, makes sense.
Could be a little flatter than most
Yeah.
silver dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. The ship can hold 300 people for reals. And Disneyland claims that the cost to build the ship was, just guess what they say how much they say it was.
$28 million. Eric?
$3 million.
$100,000.
Gee.
What?
In 1957 money?
Yes.
What is that today?
I don't know. Still not enough. This seems like a very conservative amount, and many experts estimate that the cost was likely much higher. Why they're saying 100,000 is beyond me.
It would be about $1.8 million in today.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
know it's not a seaworthy ship, but come on. I mean, it looks mostly seaworthy. What?
Yeah,
Why so cheap?
I don't know. Maybe part of it is like maybe the Mark Twain took a lot of that cost because the track was already there. And I assume that is part of that cost. So it was literally just the ship, but that still seems like such a small amount to me. But especially when Jason's guessing 28 million.
Yeah, well, what do I know, man?
The ship's christening.
I can't even keep this room cool. What am I going to know for money?
True. The ship's christening took place on June 4th, 1958, and the details of the christening are widely misreported. According to Wikipedia, which is where everybody gets all their information, right? Joe Fowler dressed as an 18th century sailing captain, while the Mouseketeers appeared as his crew. However, according to Dan Simmons, a former Sea Scout, which is, as you can guess, basically a Boy Scout, but with an emphasis on water activities, remembers the day of the ship's christening in a different way.
I was in the Sea Scouts based out of Redondo Beach in June 1958, and we were the crew on the Columbia for its maiden voyage. We were dressed in striped shirts and white pants. Walt Disney and Art Linkletter were both on the ship. I don't remember any Musketeers being present, though. We were given a free day at Disneyland for being the crew that day. I also remember climbing the rat lines, as well as looking down and seeing Walt Disney and Art Linkletter on the deck. We were all really looking for Annette that day.
I love being a Musketeer.
Musketeer.
Good job, Terrence.
Those Musketeers. Thank you, Terrence,
Good
for
Lord.
your help.
Yeah.
So while Wikipedia and actually almost all websites reporting on the Columbia state that the Mouseketeers were Fowler's crew, According to an actual witness and participant who was there that day, this was definitely not the case, and the crew for the maiden voyage was a group of, I'm sure, very nice local Sea Scouts. So while Fowler put on a show, being the ship's captain for the day, it was actually Gretchen Richmond, the wife of A.C. Richmond, commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard at the time, who did the actual christening with a bottle of champagne. The attraction officially opened to all guests on June 14th, 1958. Now, guests wait for the ship inside a covered area called Frontier Landing, located in Frontier Land. And this waiting area, decorated with historical American flags, is shared with the Mark Twain riverboat. And every 25 minutes, the massive 110-foot-long ship arrives, and guests climb steps, also known as the brow, up into the main deck. Once on board, they're free to wander, including having access below deck. The sailing ship Columbia has undergone many extensive refurbishments over the years, but the only major change that took place was in 1964 when the Nautical Museum was added below deck. And even though Admiral A.C. Richmond retired in 1962, he returned in full uniform to inaugurate the below deck Maritime Museum, which gave guests a glimpse of how the ship's crew would have lived when the original ship sailed in the 18th century. Mm-hmm. The museum includes replicas of the galley, the pantry, dry stores, and sick bay, as well as crew, first mate, captain quarters exhibits.
I like the little museum they have down there, and it sort of shocks me how many people don't know that it's there. It's almost like a hidden secret or whatever, because just like the Mark Twain, you assume that it's just more storage area for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nobody goes down there. Well, not nobody goes down there, but there's not a whole lot of people that go down there.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a video about the hidden secrets of the Columbia?
Yeah, I'll hold my hand up. 5 secrets that you don't know about. Let's go.
Once the ship casts off, it begins its voyage around the rivers of America. And the ship, with its 3 masts, runs along the same track as the Mark Twain. The captain provides a running commentary throughout the 12-minute voyage around the river. Clip number 2.
New Orleans, and beginning our journey into the great American wilderness. Our vessel for this voyage is the proud sailing ship Columbia, the first American ship to carry the stars and stripes around the world. She's a 10-gun, 3-masted merchant ship. It was back in 1787 that she first set sail from Boston Harbor, going all the way around the Horn and sailing onward to the Pacific Northwest, Hawaii, and China. In the 3 years it took us to make that journey, the Columbia was more than just a ship to us. She was our life and our home.
And that's a really recent clip. That's actually a recording from June 2023.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So along with the captain's ongoing commentary, you can also hear background music when you're on the ship and a selection of nautical songs, such as Blow the Man Down. Clip number 3.
It's getting hot in here.
That's not on the boat.
I'll sing you a song, oh, the fish, oh, the sea. Way, hey, blow the man down. Come all ye young sailormen, listen to me. Oh, give us some time to blow the man down. Now first came the herring, saying I'm king o' the seas. Way, hey, blow the man down. He jumped on the poop, oh, the captain I'll be. Oh, give us some time to blow the man down. Next came the flat.
He almost sounds like Shane McGowan a little bit.
Totally.
Totally, brah.
Totally, brah. As the ship passes Fort Wilderness, which is technically present still, but,
sure, yep.
On Tom Sawyer's Island, a Columbia cast member fires a very loud, if you've ever heard it, 12-gauge blank from one of the ship's 10 cannons. Now, in the past, the fort actually used to fire back using a cannon located on the island, which would have been pretty cool. Cast members have dubbed the Columbia the floating skillet because of how hot it gets piloting the boat without any cover during the summer.
Good.
Now, if you think about this boat, it's very flat. It's all flat, and it's multiple levels because you can go below deck, but like otherwise everybody's just on the top deck. And like when they call it the skillet, and I think about all the people on there, like for 12 minutes in the hot sun, I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely see that. Like almost more like a grill, but
Sure, a panini grill.
yeah, exactly. Now, on December 24th, 1998, tragedy struck when a heavy metal cleat, which is the thing that holds the rope, like
on the dock. Yeah, it's where you tie it up
from a dock to a boat. So a dock has one and a boat has one.
Yeah.
A heavy metal cleat fastened to the hull tore loose. An untrained cast member taking over for an attraction operator tried to stop the ship by tying down a mooring rope. For financial reasons, the standard hemp rope was replaced by an elastic nylon rope which stretched and tore the cleat from the ship's hull. 33-year-old guest Luan Fee Dawson suffered 2 major injuries to his brain in the accident and died after he was taken off life support a few days later. Liu Vong, Luan's wife, also became disfigured, requiring plastic surgery for major cuts across her face. This was the first guest death in Disneyland history that was not due to negligence on the part of the guest.
Huh. Wow. Okay.
And the first death at the park since 1984.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah. So after the incident, Disney was fined by OSHA and ultimately put in place numerous safety measures to prevent a recurrence. They also settled a lawsuit from the family for approximately, want to guess?
$5 million. Eric, what do you think?
$6 million.
I hope you guys never get hurt at Disneyland. $25 million.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Our families will not be cared for.
No.
This incident brought about several new theme park regulations into California law, including independent inspection. Disneyland later made many changes in the way it operates the Columbia, adopting bell signals, changing docking procedures, and ultimately reviewing and updating all of its ride procedures. And due to the incident, Disney also brought back lead operators on most rides, which is an experienced position that had been phased out on many attractions, including Columbia. They also implemented a full-time employee from the Anaheim Police Department at Disneyland for faster emergency responses. So some decent things came out of this. If you're looking for a silver lining in this terribly sad story, I mean, while tragic in nature, obviously, it did lead to a safer park experience for us.
Yeah, stand on the shoulders of giants. That's what we're doing.
Basically. Yeah. As with many other attractions, on January 11th, 2016, the sailing ship Columbia closed temporarily as the Rivers of America was adjusted to make way for the construction of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The ship reopened on July 29th, 2017. And it's important to note that the sailing ship Columbia doesn't operate every day. It generally only operates on very busy days, which is probably every day now, or when the Mark Twain is not operating. On evenings when Fantasmic is being performed, the ship, which plays the role of the Black Pearl in that show, will also close at dusk. So if you see the sailing ship Columbia running, you should take advantage of your luck and sail around the Rivers of America.
Yeah, or else
you won't do
I've
it.
been on it. I've never been on it at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never seen it running during a day that I was there.
It seems like it's usually in dry dock.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe I've been on it twice or 3 times. It is sort of like a special treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see it, do it.
Yeah. It's a motto to live by.
Yep. The sailing ship Columbia was the perfect addition to Frontierland as it recreates the pioneering experience of the 18th century maritime and allowed Walt to include in his park a little bit of history from the early years of the United States that he loved so well.
Even though it was probably mostly taken from the British, just like a lot of our, culture and even our songs.
Yeah.
Like, our national anthem or whatever it is.
And blow the man down.
Very good, Taren. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I want to jump through a couple news bits, and then we're going to stop, and then we're going to go secret show where I have a litany of news bits to go through, including a little bit of video. So that'll be fun too. So hang on, everyone. Ears up. We'll be right back.
And now, back to the show that ignites your dream wish of imaginations and magical color wonderment of forever. Ears Up.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody. I got to think of what news to bring up here, because there's a lot.
Is there?
Yeah.
Wow, and you did in depth too this week.
I know. I was having a hard time with in depth. And then, I don't know, man. It's also hard because I have news for this show that I don't normally do for the secret show. I have a lot more for the secret show. It's a whole thing. I don't know. But let's talk about D23. Destination D23 presented by Lug. I don't know what that means. Oh. But it doesn't sound like a good brand name. Lug.
No, Lug.
I mean, you big lug, which is sort of like you goof. But
Yeah.
I don't Lug. What is Lug? Eric, look it up for me.
I'm looking up Lug right now.
It'll be at the Walt
What is
Disney World
Lug?
Resort September 8th through the 10th. It is sold out, but the list of events has been released. And, I thought it'd be cool to kind of go through them and see what's going on, including some of the live stream stuff. So we will be live streaming. I'm just deciding this right now. We will be live streaming off and on Saturday, September 9th. Anyone who's unable to attend Destination D23 will be able to live stream all the magical announcements shared on Saturday, September 9th, 2023.
Oh.
And that'll be on their YouTube or Facebook page, or just right off the website, I guess. So you can't click on the image. That's fun. Good job. Good job, guys.
Of course you
Okay,
Hey.
Saturday. Yeah,
Lug sells bags,
I love bags.
Oh.
duffels, and travel accessories, bags, apparel.
Oh, luggage.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I have to reach out to them. Okay. Saturday morning, September 9th. You got 9 o'clock in the morning is and imagine it's East Coast time because it's at Disney World. The welcome, then you have 9:15, celebration of Disney parks experiences and products yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Why are we celebrating things we've done yesterday? Like everybody knows about. Anyway, there's a break. 10:45 D23 updates. Then you have 10:55 the early ears. Oob, Oswald, and Mickey. That could be good.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think these are the live stream stuff too. So that'll be cool to watch. 11:15 100 years of classic characters. You have a break. 2 o'clock National Geographic Live. Secrets of the Whales, you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it's people who are, going to big poker games, people who are buying tons of crypto and influencing the market, like stuff like that, I guess. 235 Disney Cruise Lines, 25 years of innovative design at sea. There's a break. 3:30 Marvel Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest. Sorry, it's hard to see. This is far away. Then 3:55, 100 years of innovation, magic in every medium. At 4:20, yeah, brother, Epcot, always in the state of becoming. Yeah, because you guys keep screwing it up. You keep ruining it, and then you keep fixing the crap that you put in there, and then you ruin it some more. That's why it's always in a state of becoming. Then it says evening event later, and I don't know what that means. And then on Sunday...
Do you think it's one that happens in the evening?
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
Okay.
9 a.m. is a Disney Studio Showcase. 10:45, 100 years of Walt Disney Animation Studios. 11:15, Disney Global Ambassador Showdown.
Oh, geez.
I don't know what that is. Maybe like a little quiz game or something. That might be fun to listen to, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Who knows more? Maybe they just might battle to the death to who becomes the ultimate ambassador, right?
Then they pick their park that they go to.
11:25, Weird Disney Centennial Edition. Okay, I don't know what that means,
Weird Disney.
Weird Disney. I would be interested in tuning into that.
Okay.
2 o'clock, The Road to 1923. Walt Goes West. 2:45, Down the Rabbit Hole. The Disney You Didn't Know.
Okay.
3:15, 100 Years of Creativity, a playful look at Disney imagination. And 3:45, See You Real Soon, a fantastic finale. And then at from 7 to 9, the Hollow Stream Costume Bash.
Oh, we watched that last year.
I think
That
we
was
did,
fun.
Yeah, that should be fun.
I liked that.
So there you go. That's all happening. We will be, I don't know what we're going to be streaming, but we'll be doing it.
Cool.
Because I want to. That'll be fun. Pop in and out. Maybe schedule a couple of you guys on here and to come and talk about stuff.
Sounds great.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else am I going to pop. I'll just end with there is so much. Here we go. The menu for Tiana's Palace at Disneyland Resort. Thought it might be fun to examine the food there too and try to find something that I find positive about this, because you know how I feel about it. I think it's too much and we don't need it.
Okay. I'm excited to hear this.
It will open on September 7th is when it opens in the resort. Come on, dude. I hate this friggin' website. USA Today is just the worst because all the ads pop and then it drops you to the bottom of the screen. It's like, dude. Soul is coming to this food experience at Disneyland next month. See, already you shouldn't start off with that because Soul was a friggin' movie. So instantly I go, the movie? What's going on? I thought this was about Tiana's place. The new restaurant features items Princess Tiana would serve in the restaurant she always dreamed of opening up. Well, she did at the end, dummy. Appropriately located in the New Orleans Square at Disneyland Resort in Southern California, there will be several Southern-style entrees at the quick service location, from a dish that anyone with dietary restrictions can enjoy to a twist on a classic Disneyland dessert.
Okay,
great. Whatever. Here's the menu. There are 5 entrees to choose from, which includes 2 sandwiches and a gumbo that can have meat added. Awesome. Cold brew coffee is available. I don't know why it's cold brew. And a new type of beignet, with the dessert getting a lemon filling and a glaze.
I don't like the glaze. The lemon filling I'm okay with.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
A beignet shouldn't have glaze. That's a donut.
Well, right. Even a filling. I don't think it should have a filling. Give me a dipping sauce. Give me a curd on the side. Anyway, here's the menu: beef po' boy sandwich. Okay, muffaletta sandwich. I'd be interested in that. Muffaletta, it's probably gonna be really expensive. The muffalettas are have a lot of meat and stuff in them, so I would imagine it's gonna be very expensive. 7 greens gumbo, and you can add chicken and andouille sausage. A Cajun spiced half chicken. There's a picture of it. It looks very moist. I will bet money that what you get will not look like this. This is very colored. It's very dark, deep red, so it's definitely a lot of spices on it. It looks moist. Everything, the portions are good. You can't, there's no way.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Gulf shrimp grits, house gumbo, Joffrey's coffee chicory cold brew. Okay, it's chicory in it.
Joffrey's.
Okay. Yeah, Joffrey's back, baby.
Not
Because
Starbucks.
Starbucks doesn't do chicory
right.
cold brew, so Joffrey's filling that space. House filled beignet. Why is that even a term? House filled. It's filled in house.
No,
We do it. We fill it ourselves. Yeah, it's like.
But also, does that mean they didn't actually make them?
Well,
make the beignet part?
Well, at that point, is it house-made gumbo? Is it house Gulf shrimp grits? Is it house Cajun spiced half chicken? It just seems like a weird thing to say. Kids menu, you can get a baked chicken leg, baked macaroni and cheese, and a ham and cheese sandwich.
Okay.
There you go.
I actually think it all sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good. I'm not
not
upset.
bad.
I'm not upset about it at all. Although chicory coffee isn't my favorite. I had it once.
I love chicory coffee just because it's not something I have all the time. It brings me back to New Orleans. Ultimately it's like chicory is an additive. It's a dried root that is very bitter.
Yeah.
So it introduces a very specific flavor to it. And it's kind of something where you're kind of diluting the coffee and making it a little bit cheaper. But it's one of those things that's like, Cafe du Monde is like the iconic beignet and chicory coffee place in New Orleans, and that's chicory coffee. So that's one of those flavors that's just really very New Orleans, very Southern, and it brings me back to there. And I just because it's something I don't have all the time, love it. Every time I can get it, I love it.
Yeah, I had it once, and probably being out of that place, out of New Orleans, outside of there. What am I trying to say? It's almost like I think being there and having it ties it to you. It almost like trauma bounds you to it in a little way.
Oh yeah, because
I didn't really care
been to New
for it.
Orleans, right?
No, and I desperately want to go.
Yeah,
but the one I had, it was like in the yellow can you can buy at the supermarket. Or it doesn't really taste very good. But I'm sure there, everything is different. So I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, I don't know, man. Menu sounds good. Someone in the chat, Kiki's in the chat, and saying for theme park food, Disneyland is generally great, and we definitely
agree.
100%. But like with a muffaletta and like a half a chicken, it doesn't seem like a quick service restaurant.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Is it a sit down place?
Well, it's the French Market, so yeah, but I guess they still call it quick service because you can't get a resi, and that's why.
Okay.
I don't know actually. I don't know what the difference is.
I guess I just wasn't sure if it took over. I was a little confused if it took over
Cafe Orleans.
Yeah, that's the other. That's the sit down one with the.
I don't think it did because French Market is just the little place where you would get the beignets and the coffee.
I get those two things confused. So don't take my word for it as a Disney expert.
It's the area where there's like you get your food inside and then you go and you sit outside and there's a band playing.
Okay, it is the quick service where you get the mint julep.
Yeah,
right.
Closer to the train station.
That's what we're talking about. That's where this is.
I don't know. I thought it was Cafe Orleans. Should I look it up?
Yeah, double check us because the last time I was there, that particular area, the French Market in between where the jazz band played, that was closed, but we still went to Cafe Orleans for dinner, and we went.
Yeah, it's the French Market.
To Club 33 too, and that part of the windows were closed.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they're doing the construction right there, so it's all kind of intertwining. But
French Market.
That's what's Tiana's. Okay,
Yeah.
French Market.
Okay,
there you go.
So it is quick service.
It is quick service.
But that food sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
I'll try it.
Sure. Maybe a couple times. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get out of here, everybody. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you are looking for the secret show, which we're going to start in about 15 minutes, jump over to Patreon, grab that link, and then I'll probably just start the thing now and then play some music while we go make our drink and stuff like that. And we'll be on definitely by 9:30 if you don't want to do that. But anyway, check that out, patreon.com/EarzUp. And if you're listening to this now and you go, what's the secret show? It's not too late. Go sign up. You get a back catalog of all the secret shows, all that kind of stuff. What just happened? Why did my music stop?
I was like, wow, what he's saying must be very important.
Yeah, let me, everybody be quiet. Let me pitch our Patreon. Not like we do it every show, you know what I mean? Anyway, so check that out. If you want to go to our Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/coviers, we got a ton of cool shirts, got a mug, all that kind of stuff. Taren is wearing our new Oswald shirt right now with the churros. I think it's great. Apparently nobody else does.
I have it in blue.
Yes, you do.
I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing a Jungle Cruise shirt.
This is my basically. I have one shirt. You caught me on on laundry day because I'm not wearing one of my T-shirts. Basically, I just wear my own clothes. I just wear we make a T-shirt on the shop and I just buy it and I wear it. Like I don't know.
That is true.
That. Yeah.
Good,
all right, everybody.
Good philosophy.
Thanks a lot for tuning in, and till next time, we'll see you in the parks.